Hey guys, welcome to SmackDown Wrestling Reviews. I am your host, Boise, and this is our very, very late Hell in a Cell review. Hit the music. So we kicked off the show with the kickoff show, and it was the New Day versus Rusev Day. Oh, was it? It was a really good kickoff show match. My God, they kicked off this match, and there was hardly anyone in the arena by that point, and yet it still kicked ass. I was really happy with it. Very quick paced match. Aiden English, wow, whoa. We'll find out later this week what happens with Rusev Day, but this was Aiden English's best match I have seen in some time. He really showed exactly why he was at an NXT Tag Team Champion. But my God, it was really hard hitting. I'm Kofi Kingston and Big E were representing the New Day, and they are just powerhouses. They did manage to get the victory, even though it looked several times like Rusev Day were going to get the victory. Unfortunately, they didn't, but New Day did come out with a win. And I've got to say, for a kickoff show match, brilliant. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. This moves us on to the main card itself, and the first match of the night was a Hell in a Cell. Yes, you have to say it like that every time, and my voice is going to go. It was Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy, and oh my God, this is why I'm glad I'm not using any of the images from the pay-per-view while I'm doing this review, because anyone who saw that pay-per-view will know how fucking squeamish the Randy Orton scenes were. This was a hard-hitting match. This was a Hell in a Cell match at its caliber. Randy Orton tortured Jeff Hardy for quite a bit of this match. If you don't want to know why, plug your ears now, guys, because this is what happened. Randy Orton put a screwdriver in Jeff's ear, you know, the one which has got the stretching, and twisted it. That's right, he twisted it. It's disgusting. It was, oh my God, I was like holding my ear at that point because I used to have a stretch, and I was like, oh God. And he was putting his, it was disgusting. It was disgusting what Jeff Hardy went through. Jeff Hardy started getting more momentum. It was a proper Hell in a Cell match. We had weapons. We had blood everywhere. Randy Orton even had a gash in his leg. That was and his back as well. They were using Jeff Hardy's belt, which has the studs on, to smack each other across the back. It looked like Jeff was going to get the victory. He climbed on top of the Hell in a Cell structure a bit to swing himself. Misses completely, goes through the table head first, it looks. The referee's calling off the match at this point. Randy Orton's not letting it. He can barely walk on his leg because of the gash. Pins Jeff Hardy, so the match officially ends, and they stretch. There's blood everywhere at this point because of Randy's back and his leg. Jeff just looks concussed. It was a Hell in a Cell match I will not forget. It's probably up there as one of the best Hell in a Cell matches in some time. I wasn't going in this match too excited. The video montage they did beforehand really did sell this match, and I'm glad they did do that, because if it didn't have that, I wouldn't have, stayed to watch it. But definitely the best Hell in a Cell match in some time. So I'm going to give this a 8 out of 10. Next up, we did get another SmackDown Live match, and it was Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Oh, this match was brilliant. This was the match I was looking forward to the most out of Hell in a Cell. The build-up's been fantastic. Everything between Becky and Charlotte's friendship just falling apart. Really, really built up the atmosphere for this match. And you got there, and Charlotte was booed as hell. Charlotte's supposed to be the babyface, guys, in this segment. She really wasn't. Becky Lynch comes out, and the fans go crazy. They just go absolutely mental. You can tell automatically the crowd are straight away behind Becky Lynch in this one. It's a very, very much, it looks like Charlotte was going to get a victory. She uses the spear, which usually is a finisher, the desperate time kind of finisher, but Becky manages to reverse it in, so she gets the momentum. Charlotte gets injured by it, and she manages to pin Charlotte. Oh my god, this was brilliant. Becky gets the title, which she deserved at SummerSlam, guys. She definitely was. She should have won it at SummerSlam. I'm glad she won it at Hell in a Cell. After the match, Charlotte tries to shake Becky's hand, but Becky just holds the title up. Like, no, you're not taking my moment off me just because you want to prove to everyone you're not a bad person. This was brilliant, well put together match. Another 8 out of 10, guys. Just loved it. So we got the Raw Tag Team Championship, where we saw Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre defend them against 2/3 of the Shield, Dean Ambrose and Seth friggin' Rollins. And this was the match for me of the night. It was a close score between this and AJ and Samoa Joe, but this one was. It just had nearly everything. Close finishes, just absolutely epic battles between all 4 men. It was like they didn't really care about the titles. They just wanted to destroy all of them. They just wanted to destroy each other, and that's really what this match was about. It wasn't really about the Raw Tag Team titles. It's Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose wanting to get their hands on McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. And they came so close a number of times, but the right decision was made. I think Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler holding the Raw Tag Team titles for some time now will work in their favour. They are brilliant heel tag team. They work really well together, and they just make everyone who, because they're working with 2 brilliant wrestlers already, just elevates the match automatically. There was Seth looked like he had it. Drew got involved. Then Dolph finally got the pin. It was brilliant. It's one of those matches where you have to watch every little bit, because there were so many reversals, so many run-ins between all 4 men to try and stop each other getting the count, the pinfall. It was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. With that in mind, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. A must-see match of Hell in the Cell. Next up, we had the WWE Championship match against AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. And my God, like I said, this was the second best match. There was a lot of good matches to this point, but my God, this was so cool. Everything felt like this. Joe's got to win it. In my opinion, I was like, Joe's got to win the title in this one. And the ending was a bit, but it makes sense for storylines. I can understand that, but it was real. It was such a brilliant match. At one point, Joe hits AJ so hard, his mouth is busted open. You see blood coming out of AJ's mouth. I'm like, this is what you want to see. You want to see 2 wrestlers go all out, and they give it their all. And this is what you really see in the SmackDown Live division. The show itself, everyone really does give their all. Even if it's on the kickoff show, the first few matches, they will just go, right, we're going to steal this for SmackDown. And they really did. And this was, for me, the closest thing to probably the best SmackDown Live show. Well, best match from SmackDown. It just, the combination of storytelling from Joe's kind of stalking Wendy, to AJ losing his cool, and it really was. Joe finally gets the clutch on to AJ. Both men are pinning. AJ's got Joe's arms down, but Joe's got the clutch in. AJ taps out, but the referee's on the wrong side. Counts to 3. AJ wins the title, but AJ tapped out before the 3rd count. He tapped out at 2. So he would have lost the title. It's really good storytelling from that. I really like that. So for me, I'm going to give this match an 8.5. 8.5. It's so close to a 9, guys. It was so close to being up there with Seth. and the Raw Tag Team match, but yeah, I'm going to give it an 8.5. It was really good. Now we get to what I'm going to say is probably the worst match of the night. Yeah, I'm going to say it was close because the last three weren't anything special. We had Daniel Bryan teaming up with his wife Brie Bella versus The Miz and Maryse, and this was awful. This was if they were around the ring support, Brie Bella and Maryse are no way near in ring ready to be taking part in big matches like this, and Maryse getting the victory, okay, that's fine. It protects Daniel Bryan slightly because it wasn't Daniel who got pinned, it was Brie. And Maryse did cheat to win, which is fine because she's a heel, and that really does work out for The Miz and Maryse. But it's just one of those matches you kind of like, yeah, I just really wish it was just Daniel and The Miz. We're gonna get that at the Super Showdown in 2 weeks' time, but it just felt like it didn't really fit in. There was too much messing about between Miz and Maryse, especially with Daniel Bryan and Brie trying to be super, those baby faces. We're never gonna get. I was like, yeah, that's Daniel's thing, Brie. You're not. I remember when you were super heel with your sister, and that's always how I'm gonna remember her. I'm not gonna remember her as a baby face. I'm always gonna remember Brie Bella and Nikki Bella being heels. Because they act like heels, they act like the popular girls at school who just can't let go of their popularity after they leave school, aka you kind of retired from wrestling, you weren't that good at wrestling in the first place, and yet you still think you're super over. But yeah, it was a mess of a match. Like I said, Maryse did get a pinfall on Brie Bella by holding the tights, so I'm going to give this match I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 because it had The Miz and Daniel Bryan at least to help it out a lot. Next up, we did get the Raw Women's Championship match where we saw Ronda Rousey taking Alexa Bliss on. This match went on longer than I was expecting, which really surprised me because I wasn't expecting it to go on longer than 10 minutes. I think it was like 12 minutes this match, which was surprising. I thought it'd go 5 minutes tops. But no, they really went out for this one. And it just really didn't make sense in my opinion because Ronda she's really good and she really shows she's jumping leaps and bounds and becoming a much better wrestler every single time we see her. If it's on Raw or it's in a pay-per-view, she's getting better and better and better. Mic skills are awful. Terrible. She's really bad on promos. But in-ring ability, she's really good. Alexa Bliss is really, really good on the mic and okay in the ring. That's how I always see Alexa Bliss. But yeah, it was a longer match than I was expecting, like I said. And Alexa Bliss did kind of get ragdolled by the end. And I don't understand it. This is the one little criticism I don't understand with WWE go, where Ronda Rousey's face just goes, and then we're supposed to go, oh, she's gone into another mode, she's gonna win, and she does. She usually wins. There you go. Alexa Bliss tapped out, and that's fine. And it just feels like, why doesn't she just start off like and win the match quicker? It just makes no sense in my opinion. But yeah, I really enjoyed this match as well. I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. It was better than I was expecting, and it lasted longer than I was expecting as well, which is always good. Last but not least, it's the last Hell in a Cell match of the year, and it was Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman with special guest referee Mick Foley. Bang bang. Really good. This was started off really well because Braun literally went out and tried to destroy Roman. Roman and Braun using the weapons, not as much as Jeff and Randy. They really used the weapons properly. This just felt like, oh, we're having a match. Yet it felt more like a non-DQ match than a Hell in a Cell match. And this cage didn't really get that much involved. Yes, Roman and Braun kind of ran into the cage a few times, but not as much as what Jeff and Randy used the cage for. They really used it as a weapon against each other. Braun just used it as Roman couldn't run away kind of thing. And during the match, it really got a bit crazy. near the end, we had Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler trying to get into the cage. Then Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins chased them. They all four men were on top of the ring, just beating the crap out of each other. Very, very much like, oh my god, I'm so glad these cages are much better secure than what they were 20 years ago. And Mick Foley wouldn't hit for. This was all going on. Then Brock Lesnar came out of nowhere. Brock Lesnar returned from nowhere, kicks down the door, destroys Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, and takes out Mick Foley. No, sorry, Paul Heyman takes out Mick Foley with pepper spray. Then another referee comes in after Brock Lesnar F5 Roman Reigns and ends the match. It's a Hell in a Cell match. Anything can go. You can't just end it and go, oh no, no contest, no contest, no. No, just finish the bloody match. It's a Hell in a Cell. That's what it's. It was a ridiculous thing because of the stupid ending. The match itself was really well put together. At first, it was really put together, but like I said, they didn't use the Hell in a Cell that well between them. It was more of like an effect for Brock Lesnar coming in and feeling like a badass. So, with that in mind, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. And you know, it was okay to end the show. I really wish it was Samoa Joe and AJ, which ended the pay-per-view with. And there you go, guys, that was our Hell in the Cell review. Sorry it was late, but what was your favourite part about Hell in the Cell? Leave it in the comments below. And if you do like our videos, please like, subscribe and press the notification bell. Altogether, I'm gonna, I forgot. It's gonna get an, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10 pay-per-view. It was an 8 out of 10 pay-per-view. I forgot to say that. Yeah, so if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at SmackTalk YouTube. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Boise88. And I'll see you guys next time on the Raw video after this. Bye!